Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Peggy Lou. I'm finally getting a Valentine video done for you of my kitchen and dining room. Let's start with the dining room first though, instead of out here in the kitchen. I'm combining the two today. Here's what I came up with for February and celebrating Hearts Day, Happy Hearts Day. I've got such a pretty tablecloth that I thrifted. It's very heavy and it's the kind that I believe somewhere like Pottery Barn might have put out. It's such a nice heavy cotton weave, and that's what we like the most. They seem to stay in place better than the silkier ones. They just tend to slip all over the place and they're not as protective. So I've got so many wonderful holiday beautiful tablecloths, and this is the only one I've ever found that has hearts on it. I was lucky to find it at a thrift store. This is the cracked ice Lazy Susan that I mentioned a long time ago in one of our spring videos that the Classic Malt Shop Supply Company had custom made for us. We requested one in yellow cracked ice and this one in the red cracked ice. So I put some pretty middle class things there for you to see. This is, I believe, possibly a cigarette holder. I didn't know it when I bought it, but I thought it was really cute, and I thought maybe it could be used for cards, and I'm sure a lot of people do that do have business cards in their shops. So I thought it was very pretty with the grape pattern on it. And this is an old lucite napkin holder. The napkins in there are, I'm sure they're over 20 years old. They could be 25 or more years old. I have quite a few holiday napkins. I purchased them a lot years ago at work. Believe it or not, there was a little shop at work that was kind of a thrift store. Isn't that crazy? I used to work at Honeywell, and it did change names, but when it was Honeywell, there was this, I think they were called the honeybees. Maybe some of you that worked at Honeywell might even remember that. I think they might have made the rounds to the different Honeywell offices, and at lunchtime you could go shop all their thrifted items, and wow, I found a lot of cute things. So that's funny. This actually just came back to my memory right now as to where I probably bought so many darling holiday napkins that I still have upstairs in the closet. But anyways, that's a funny memory to bring up. I hope it rings a bell with some of you. I know I have talked to other people that have worked at Honeywell. I thrifted those beautiful birds over there. We'll go over and look at them. And that bird and that great big vase. All the glassware. Let's go look at some of it. I put a whole bunch of red mugs down here. I had them in the cupboard for Christmas time possibly, but I brought up a very pretty, probably Fenton cabbage rose, creamer and sugar. It's a little bigger size, both of these on both sides here that I brought up. They're bigger creamers and sugars. And I found two of those little tiny cups of some sort. I don't know what they're for. Again, could that be for a liqueur of some kind? I don't know, but I just have two of those. And I have two little cute little plastic old grape cluster picks. It's all in one little pick, poke, whatever you want to call it. So that is a pretty creamer and sugar, and this one I was so happy to find. It was in an antique shop. I had been admiring it online, probably, is where I would tend to see some things like that, but it was $10 for the set, And I thought, whoa, that was really inexpensive. That was about a year ago. Such a pretty set. Cherries on that one. I don't know, is that grapes there and cherries there? Yes, that's what it is. I also just thrifted at Goodwill this darling bud vase. Really sweet. I don't remember how much, but it was inexpensive, and I've always got a coupon, so I know it was a steal. I keep forgetting to tell you that we do have heavy glass doors for this hutch, and 2 doors that slide back and forth in those tracks. And I just keep forgetting to tell you about it, but when I was doing thrifting videos, we always got a lot of glare in the glass there, and you couldn't see, you viewers could not see what was in my hutch here. So Norm took them out for me so things would be better. These are all thrifted at antique stores. Many years ago I found quite a few of these, but it took years to actually come up with a collection that went together well. I believe they are Lefton. I didn't look on the bottom, but they're probably 80s mugs, but they're fine china mugs. I just found last year 4 of these really nice goblets. They were all marked $5 each, and when I got there in their discount room, they were in that room, they were marked down to $3 each. So I was pretty happy. I thought, that's really cheap for 4 nice goblets to put on top of here. I knew I would want to use them for Valentine's Day. Couple of little milk glass, cute little candy dishes there. And this is one of my favorite covered dishes, the 2 doves. And I found this very inexpensive at a thrift store also. A beautiful footed, there's 3 little feet on that rose plate. So a little hard to show you there the whole pattern, but that is a fun plate. The only time I'd probably take it out is this month. Over here, I found the most beautiful little bird in Lustreware pink. I don't see any chips on the rose there. It was from a thrift store, and look at the eye. There is a rhinestone on each side. Such a sweet, sweet little bird. Egret, maybe, I'm not sure, but. And this was an incredible deal. This is such a beautiful, elaborate, I don't know if you'd still call it a swung glass vase, but look at that pattern on the bottom. And it does have a little of the yellow top on it. It was in an antique store out west for $10. Actually, it was $9.99. I could not believe my eyes. $9.99 for that? Whoa, man, I was lucky, I thought. People must not like to wash them or dust them or something. I do have 3 heart plates up here. I normally have different ones, but I had them packed away in my Valentine's bin, so I put one there close to the vase, and this is a very different shape. It's got much bigger hearts, and it's a narrower heart-shaped plate to begin with compared to this one. This one's more rounder and smaller hearts. So there's one up here too, way up there. I don't know if I've ever gotten around to showing you but once in my very first dining room spring tour, the kitties. Don't know if I ever showed them more than that. I tend to kind of skip over all these plates up here because I have shown them. And I don't get around to showing these guys very much either. These are the Roosevelt teddy bears. There's some story that goes along with that. Teddy Roosevelt. I guess certain bears were sold that were popular that had to do with him being president. So that's pretty old. Down here is a pair of really pretty Lustreware finish, pink and creamier. It's not white, but very, very beautiful birds that we found last summer on a road trip sale that Family Pathways has, where each store you stop at, you get a higher discount then. So we were at their last store on our trip in St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin. And I spotted these. I think they may have been $9.99 each, which was, to me, a real deal in the first place. But we, by then, had a higher discount of 50%, I believe. It was really a great discount. So that was extremely cheap to find the two of them for about $10. But I also wanted to show you this heart box is what you call that watermark material, like in ribbon that has that watermark. Only there is a name for it. I'm getting a little bit of my hand shadowing it there, but I believe it's M-O-I-R-E, moire. It is a interesting, very interesting method, the way they make it. I tried to read about it and how it's produced, but that is a large 2-pound candy box. Vintage. There's no barcode on it, but it was very clean when we found it, and it's a kind of a coral pink. So that was a real deal. We found that last year, so I can't tell you, it was maybe $5, $6 or so. A lot of them that we found were just incredibly cheap. Not so popular, evidently, even last year. This is just the cutest screensaver. I will put a link to it in my description. I was looking for something that would be fun colors, and this is really crazy. I don't normally like blue, but I just thought it was super fun. Very frosty trees. The sound is a little weird though. It almost sounds like sparks. Crazy. Thought you'd get a kick out of that. Oh, one more thing. There is still a label on one of these swans. A little tiny gold label. It says Art Mark, made in Taiwan. So it's not Japan. So they are a little newer, but very beautiful. Not a hobbyist pieces then. I forgot to show you over here. I found some last summer. I actually think I had to order the cherries online. I just couldn't find anything, so I did order them, and the strawberries I found at Michael's, maybe? Yeah, so those are a couple of different compotes. I've shown the bottom one was newly thrifted this past summer or fall. And this one I've had for a year or two. It's much smaller. Up here I brought out some little red wine goblets. This one is really sweet. It does have flowers on it. Very, very sweet one. A nice red. But I only had 2 red goblets that I found cheap. I wait until I find them at an antique shop or wherever when they're very inexpensive. So that's just a couple odd pieces up there. But at least it balances out for me with the green goblets that I showed previously. So let's go look in the other corner of my kitchen cabinets. I was so happy when at the same trip when we found those beautiful birds, the pink Lustreware birds behind me. This cookie jar was there for $5. It is so pretty to me because of the darker seeds on it. A lot of times when you find these same shape mold, they are plainer, but this thing is really speckled. It was in perfect condition. There is no chipped lid. That I didn't even know for sure because it was taped up, but I took a chance. I found a whole bunch of McCoy pieces this past fall of the strawberry pattern. This is called online, I believe they're calling this the cookie jar, but they're all in perfect condition, except there's one canister that the strawberries are just a little faded. I keep my soap tablets in there, so whenever I do a video, I always put some flowers in it to hide my soap from you. Thrifted that plate. So Norm helped me again with all the work we go to take down all kinds of mugs, switch them around. So I've got a lot of glass bake ones in the middle there that are red. Cherries, apples, flowers. And this is one of my favorite patterns, even beyond this darling polka dot, lacy, Valentine looking ones. I like them very much too. But for some reason, this rickrack just, I think is just adorable. So those are juice glasses, and this past summer, he was very sweet to buy me a whole set, quite a few of the milk glass ones. Milk size glass. Tumblers? Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. So anyways, let's come down here. Just thrifted this really fancy doily at the Pink Squirrel occasional sale in January for $2 and maybe it was 75 cents. Very, very nice. Norm loves licorice. He likes any kind of licorice, not red, black, but I like these a little bit. There's something better to me about them. They're small. That's nice. And I've thrifted many heart milk glass plates. I have 3 of these and some other ones in the living room that I'll show you. Another thrifted vase and an adorable mug I found. I think it was just before or after Christmas I found this darling donut mug. Crazy, but it's pretty cute out here for Valentine's Day. All right, let's go over here to all the pink and red Pyrex. My brother, again, you need to know, I did not purchase all of this pink Pyrex. My brother loved it, and he had it in a little room off of his kitchen that he actually uses for an office, but he had a cabinet in there full of pink and blue Pyrex, not so much red, turquoise, all the turquoise that he's given me, and he gave me all of these pink pieces. So I was very fortunate. He just is trying to downsize everything in his home. So let's look at some more close up. I keep odds and ends of things in there, and I should have taken that out, that big big bowl there. Twist ties and our compostable garbage plastic bags in there. Norm grabs them all the time, and twisties. So I should have taken them out, but I forgot. Sorry. This is such a pretty one. So pretty. The pink one. And you've seen a lot of my red ones for Christmas. So I won't dwell on all that. Then this big one, I imagine, isn't that a lasagna one? Pyrex. This is really sweet. It's a glass bake. These are old grapes too. I just thought I'd throw in there. And another one just like one down further. So I actually do have two of those flower ones. It's a divided dish. Much easier to display things on it if you turn it upside down, if the pattern allows. Up here, I just found this very reasonable, sweet dish. It might have been $5. It is so lacy, so pretty. Just love the fact that it's got that pattern on the inside and such frilly lace on it. Just beautiful. I've not seen too many of these tiny little bud vase. Tiny. Norm gave me these two glass red hearts many years ago. This is a glass bake D-handle mug. The other side is a cute little bonnet girl, but I wanted to show this side to you. These are vintage plastic hors d'oeuvre long picks. Aren't they cute in the little vase? So sweet. I've had them for 10 years or more, and I just found a couple of those polka dot glass canisters, probably anchor hocking, this past year. This is one of my fun finds. A Valentine heart box in very good condition with polka dots. The polka dot and the plaid ones are probably pretty desirable. That's a small size. We sold last year a plaid one that we had found that was in real good condition. It did really well on eBay. I didn't need it. I guess I liked the foil ones better. And that was a cloth, a gingham check cloth. I found these a long time ago. This is a berry bowl, and there is a much larger bowl that you can find, which I actually am going to show shortly in one of our next Shop Along With Me videos. I have seen it in the same antique store for a couple years. $25 for quite a few of the little berry bowls and the big serving bowl. But this is a plate, and I had found them separately in the past few years. So the juice one, I believe, was a new thrifted find last summer, I believe. My mother-in-law, back in the late 60s or early 70s, gave me this rose little serving scoop. It's very tiny. Like if I serve a dish of mixed nuts, I always put that in there. There's roses on the inside too. So I've had that for 52 years. Yeah. Several years ago, we found this whole set of glasses for like $16. Not in the carrier. I had the carrier. But these are really sweet with cool crafts, creamers, sugars, pepper grinder, salt shaker, casserole dishes, lots of fun, cool, even serving pieces I see up above there. Very hard to see them. I'm sorry if you're struggling to see the pattern there, but they are very nice for that price. This I have had out before for the holidays, possibly Christmas even, but it is so special for Valentine's Day. What a darling flower cart. That is a juice size. I did show this in my last winter video. A very old doggy shaker. Another sweet little milk glass, newly thrifted this past summer at the Goodwill. This is a very, very pretty, just thrifted for $4 at the Treasure Shed, and we just put out that video, I believe. So you saw that we got one big red one and the smaller 1 pound pink one. And did I spend a lot of time cleaning it up? I should share with you that I was able to pop the flowers off, not the leaves and the stem, but all the flower pieces came off so I could soak them in soapy water. I use furniture wax cloths, like Pledge wipes, only I buy the generic ones. They work beautifully. And you can wipe down that entire box and get all the dust and dirt off of it, go underneath the ribbon and take clean ones and wipe down the ribbons. And you would not believe what I got off of that box. Inside and all around on the outside, and it does not stain the cardboard at all. It polishes it up, and there's no water in those wipes. I don't believe there is. It's got to be a very light wax that's on those wipes. It works perfectly. I've used it to do old cardboard pictures that we've thrifted, like a old framed cardboard picture. Have you ever bought anything like that? You can wipe them down with Pledge wipes and you won't hurt it. You gotta be careful, not too aggressive where you start tearing the paper at all. But so here's I hope that's a nice tip for you. I've been doing it for years and it works beautiful. Norm many years ago saw this beautiful set of rose glasses and he really wanted it. He thought, that is very cool with the glass holder. So I've always kept these on that tray. I know I could reuse it and put other glasses on it to show, but it's just special the way it is. And this is another glass bake D-handle rose mug that I thought would be fun there. Some more glassware in back. Now I showed you this whole row of milk glass full of the hobnail pieces, all different small little sweet pieces of hobnail for winter because they remind me of snowballs. So there are a couple pieces still here, but what I did instead was put most of that away, and I took out some of my bigger bowls that I've thrifted over the years. This one is just gorgeous pattern on it. Pretty common, but oh so nice for serving a salad in, and I do use it. There's a newly thrifted basket, and that thing is actually newly found too. I've been finding still so cheap. I don't know about you, but I've been finding some very nice milk glass pieces still. The thrift stores aren't too bad on their price, and antique shops, they're getting a little more expensive. This is a beautiful, I suppose this is called a button and daisy one too. I don't know. It's a little different than smaller pieces because it's really large buttons and a very large daisy, so I think this could even still be a Fenton piece. I'm not positive. But this one is a very sweet bowl, and I probably had it out for winter. But this is newly found. I was pretty excited It was quite cheap. I don't remember, not sure, but I don't think I've ever seen this gravy boat anywhere. I was really surprised. It's just beautiful. Probably Westmoreland. This one has a very beautiful snowflake look to me. Very pretty bowl. And there's my butter dish. I did show you that before. There's a basket I probably added, and this is one of my favorite bowls. It was $4 in an antique shop. So pretty. $4. Norm couldn't even believe it himself. I'm probably shadowing a lot of things. That's what happens. Okay, up here I do have some of the winterberry. Is that what they're called? I didn't look that up either. I know all you Pyrex lovers know what most of this Pyrex is. Some fun fridgies. Now, I did talk about this, maybe in a Christmas video. I honestly don't remember. But this is your friendship pattern that's missing the orange. It didn't wear off. There's no sign of paint whatsoever. It's a flawed friendship casserole. But lucky me, I found it a long time ago and they didn't want much for it. They thought it was flawed too, or I don't know. I was really lucky to find that. So I didn't put the lid on it. It's a little high to do that. Here's a very nice refrigerator dish. I may have purchased that. Can't remember if my brother had it or not. A nice little casserole, little tiny one. Nice refrigerator set. And a couple more, the same size. Now, I told Norm that I wanted him to come up here and do the upper shelves because it gets too hard for me to hold my arms up that long. I showed you this one for the winter tour out here and said that these leaves look like hearts. So I left it up here and I brought up all the flowered ones that were red and green and white or strawberries. So that's a wintry one I've used before. One of my big strawberry ones. And this one, I've had most of these for quite a few years. This is the only fancy rose one in mostly red and green and white. Probably you'd consider that a climbing rose. And this one is pretty unusual. And it's the only other rose one I have. I've seen other rose ones around, but I haven't bought them because they just weren't in good enough condition, in our opinion. But this is really pretty, huh? Really different. So wintry looking. This is a hibiscus, I believe. And a different strawberry pattern. This is Hazel Atlas with the rib top on it. And the other one down here, you can see, is more round and plainer, and a much bigger strawberry pattern on that one that could be anchor hocking. And this one you saw at Christmas time. Don't know what these flowers are. They could be roses, but that's a really odd print, isn't it? And this crazy thing. Very fun. Now I just thrifted this for $4, I think. You've seen it before in one of our antique shop along with us videos. I saw it probably $10 or something, but it's a wall pocket. I should have put some roses in there, huh? Okay, well, I'm not going to go up here. I'll let Norm do that. I'll let Norm show you those close up in the higher shelves. But let's go over here to the hot pads first. I just found this huge poofy, really soft poofy strawberry hot pad at the Goodwill for 99 cents. It is so cute. I just threw it in the washing machine and dryer. That's what it said to do, and it came out beautiful. It's probably polyester. And I thrifted that one many years ago. This is a very, very tiny, tiny hot pad. You see, that's the normal size. See how little that is? And I made hooks out of these magnets too. As a matter of fact, I made those magnets because I colored, yeah, see that I glued a dark magnet. You can see the 4 holes. These were buttons I went and bought. So you can see the 4 holes on those big buttons. I made a lot of big button magnets because I didn't have enough, never have enough. I found many years ago these crazy strawberry magnets. They might have been from the 80s. They came in the package in an antique shop, I think. So I have 4 of them. I'm only using 3 right now. The thing is that they hang, they stick out farther, so your hot pad is not going to lay flat against the refrigerator. That's the frustrating part. And I believe I showed you in a summer kitchen video, I showed you the strawberry hot pads that I found, or what do you call them? Hot pads, pot holders or hot pads. I don't know which I should call it. Probably hot pads, huh? But that's the newly found, oops, sorry, I hit my rose glasses with my elbow there. $9.75, I think I said it was, for the 2 rows hot pads inside of this gorgeous big basket at the Cannon Falls Antique Mall. And we haven't put out that video yet. I posted this on Instagram to share. Couldn't wait to share it. 3 pieces, nice big rose pieces for $9.75. What a deal, huh? That's just another one that's very sweet. It's much prettier color. It gets so dark when you have the phone further away, unfortunately. Oh, up here was an Antique Mall purchase from Rogers Antique Mall. $4 for this old Valentine tin. It's a little rusty. The handle and the edges that aren't painted are a little rusty, but it's cute. I wanted to share with you a woven tea towel. Beautiful Valentine tea towel. And this wool heart looks handmade. Felt? Do you call that wool felt? Little hot pad. Were a gift among some other very sweet gifts from Norm's distant relatives that came over here from Sweden, and we got to see them and get to know them. His name was Ingmar, and the actual cousin was Eva, his wife, and Elizabeth was Ingmar's sister. So those 3 wonderful, sweet people came to visit us for 2 weeks. They were traveling around the U.S., and Norm took them all over up north to the Swedish sister towns of Lindstrom, Minnesota, where we go antiquing, and he took them down south to Stockholm. That's it. We have Stockholm on the river down south of us. And I can't even remember if that's Wisconsin or Minnesota side. Might be the Wisconsin side. This is another old lucite, same flower napkin holder. I have 3 of those. I know that sounds crazy, but I collected them many, many years ago when they were probably $5 or less. This was newly thrifted. It's that German design where they make mugs and everything, and they make the Christmas ones. But when I saw it in the thrift store, I haven't even shown that clip yet, where I was looking at this. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't figure it out. It had a little indentation there. The spoon was mine previously. I just stuck it in there. But yeah, that was $1 or something at Family Pathways. And here's one of the other Goodwill recent, just before Christmas. I found the teapot, perfect condition at the Goodwill. I had a coupon. It was 4 or 5. Yeah, $4.99, $5.99. I really don't remember. Up here, I just found this little left-in china basket, and that will be cute for Easter. And I found this little one, both at the same store that the strawberry thing, strawberry jam holder is what I finally figured out that was. They were at the same Pathways store. Yeah, really cheap, 99 cents or something, but a real steal. And I've recently found these 2 strawberry old milk glass. Aren't they milk glass inside? And I forget who made them, but they're shown all the time by thrifters that they have found so many of these cute little jam jars, and they were both at the Goodwill. What a surprise. Very cheap. So I got them since I started finding all this McCoy set of canisters over to my left here. Okay, I know. I hope you're not getting too tired here. It's a lot to do when you're... Let me fix this hot pad here. Stay there. It's from opening the door. A lot to do when I'm trying to do both dining room and kitchen. So here's some of my pink ones mixed in with some rose ones. It's a bit of a challenge trying to come up with a pattern that works on these doors. This is very sweet. Very sweet one. I like that. Of course, this is way high up, and this is a gorgeous one that's very wintry. White rose. And these next 2 here aren't quite my favorite because they're not white. They're a little off-white. But this one is one of my favorites. So different. Here's some more. Never seen the heart one again. A couple years ago, at least, I found that. And I love this one because it's square. The way you can hang it is square. A sweet pink one, and this is a variegated rose. Very nice white background. And you probably saw that one in my winter decor. So back over here, I didn't do a milk glass. One more of my milk glass heart shapes I'm using for a spoon rest this month because I have so many of them. We always put our eggs in there when we're getting ready to make eggs. You can imagine the challenge I have keeping this stove clean. Norm fries bacon and eggs every morning. He's been very sweet since he retired and starting to make breakfast for me. So I just did a little bit different there. This is a new find, 49-cent little separate odd creamers. So cute. I wish they would have had the mate to it, but they didn't. And this one was very sweet. Same thing from the thrift store. Tiny, tiny little creamers. These are my smallest matching set of little tinier hot pads. And all these little sequins are fun. The Valentine hearts. I thought they'd be fun to look at. And those. Even the red shows Valentine on it. The red food coloring. So they're kind of fun to look at for a while. I just thrifted this little strawberry jar. Very cute. Not sure what I'm going to store in it yet. Do you ever store your corn on the cob holders in a little jar like that? It's not a veggie. Well, is corn? Yeah, there's some weird veggie that's a fruit. I can't remember what it is. It's probably not corn. But anyways, that'd still be cute. I've got mine in a little jar, like fancy jar right now. I've had these two for a long time. Big, probably Hazel Atlas. Probably both of them. The vinegar and the huge syrup one. Here's the strawberry canisters that I found at the Goodwill. Couldn't believe my eyes. Really nice. The one farthest down on the right is a little more faded. I could try to repaint the red carefully and put the black dots back on it. But my hand's not quite as steady as it used to be. So this is the last things. I did put a red pot in here. Not going to be easy to see. My what do you call it? Spider plant is growing like crazy. So that's a vintage pot, and I made that plant hanger many years ago. So I just changed the curtain up there from a Christmas one to another thrifted, simple little curtain in a check. I changed these two plates on the sides. They're a little bigger than the ones I had out previously that did not match. But for a change, I thought I'd put these two out. I found a whole stack of them at our favorite thrift store, Bibles for Missions. And I do use them for cake and ice cream or pie and ice cream. Or even a salad you could, but usually use them for dessert. So here's what I ended up with for the glass pitchers. What would be pressed glass and art glass. This one is a very unusual pink. It's too bad they're not lit up better. There we go. That helps, doesn't it? That's a weird one, isn't it? Very weird texture. Some more art glass, pressed glass. And this one is very pretty rose color. These pinker ones tend to end up a little more expensive, and I have no idea. I do not spend a lot of money on these. I just won't do it. If I find them for $5 or less, and they're something I really know I'm going to use, then I would get it. But no, I would never spend $20 on something like that. They're just too abundant and much cheaper. So over here, just got my coffee pot, sugar, water jug. Same toaster cover I just showed you, but I came over here to show you, if I can hold the phone carefully here. This is a very sweet old find. I've been collecting these mugs for many years. They're all different kinds. These are ones up here that we'll drink out of because of the shape of the handle. They're very different. Lots of red flowers I tried to find. These are Norm's favorite. They could be, I always thought they reminded me of zinnias, sorta. But he likes those too. Don't ask me why he has to pick on something particular, but obviously something like this is more feminine. So he'll give me a feminine one. He sets up the coffee pot every night. But I wanted to show you this one. This candy cane print says sweet and then heart with that heart shaped handle. So let me show you the other side. And we have to turn it around here. Sweet. Isn't that cute? You get the idea. Sweetheart. And then this one is similar to what's in the cabinet over there. My hutch. It was an extra one. And this side over here, there's hearts and gold. And this is a plainer one. And this is a plainer one with no gold on it, but the heart handle. So I just wanted to show you those fun mugs. Here's some of the other side of the D handle ones. So that's pretty much it. Pretty much. I'm sure you're all worn out. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta go get Norm. I did get a negative remark from a viewer who felt very cheated that I did not spend time on the upper shelves past the casseroles, or even the person didn't think I spent long enough on the casseroles. So they said, what a ripoff. I thought, well, that's not a nice way to put it, especially if you didn't pay to watch my video. So I want to explain that if that person is watching, I'm sorry you felt ripped off, but many videos I've done, I've shown all of my milk glass planters, and I've shown my crafts up there and the lucite grapes. Very hard for me to reach up there and show all that again. So I hope if you're viewing this for the first time, I will have Norm come and show you holding the phone up higher for me. Otherwise, I'd have to go get a ladder, a step stool or something, because it is very difficult. So let's go get Norm, and we'll do one more segment here of those upper shelves, especially for those of you who have not seen my other kitchen videos, and I hope you will take a look at them too. Thanks so much. Hold on. All right, Norm is holding the camera so we can give you a little close-up. This is a really pretty casserole dish, I assume. It was from my brother. Again, very generous brother. I love it. I don't know the name of it. So I'm very lucky to have that. And here is 2 red ones that Norm wanted to get for me. It was getting close to Christmas a year ago. Or it could have been over a 2-year period, 2 different Christmases. So he's bought 2 of these for me. They were a little pricier. They're hard to find and in good condition, but we're fortunate to find them in good condition. I think it's awfully dark looking, don't you? I don't. It's broad daylight out, a sunny day,
Well, I think
and
it's
I've
pretty
got
bright.
lighting on, but it seems kind of dark in the picture there. I'm sorry if it is, but this is a large winterberry casserole. I don't always put the lids on them because it just adds more weight. I do have lids, but it just causes, you know, it to be pretty heavy up there on the shelving, so I leave them off. So I do have 2 of that winterberry size. As you'll see, I've repeated the pattern out to the ends as much as I can. That's a beautiful one that I'm very happy to have. And another winterberry and the red one. Another red one, and then a refrigerator, a pink refrigerator dish. So I'm standing behind Norm here. It's very difficult. He's reaching as high as he can too. It's not easy. He said too, I should have gotten a ladder. Okay, just let him see the milk glass. I've collected these over several years of being addicted to milk glass. So I found them all very reasonable at thrift stores or even occasionally in an antique shop. But they were so cheap, you know, in the past 5 years, milk glass was really, really cheap. So you can go faster, Norm.
Okay, well, it's just...
I don't want to bore you either. It's hard for Norm to do this.
That's all right.
Should have brought a ladder up here.
I'm surviving.
Yeah.
I decided to go get the ladder. I thought I was tall, but I don't know on any of these previous videos that Peggy did there was any way she was able to get up here without standing on a ladder, because this is a tall wall and everything's up on the top. So it's a real stretch,
Yeah.
to put it mildly.
Now, remember, these are all from my brother. The whole craft collection is from my brother. And 5 of them are even fancier behind us. The small cupboard where I have all the mugs, there's 5 more that were kind of odd, so I took them out. But this bunch here is more similar.
Yeah, that's quite a collection.